Hi, Nathaniel.
Hey, how's it going?
Good, thanks for coming.
You're welcome.
So, how was your week?
It was good, you know.
Yeah, did you end up going to the Cherry Festival over the weekend?
Nah, I didn't go.
You didn't go?
Nah, I didn't go.
No?
No.
It kind of came and went really fast.
Yeah, I didn't even know that it happened. I forgot
You
the
missed
date.
it.
Yeah.
Same here. I wanted to go also, but it just came and went too quickly. So, what did you do over the past weekend?
I just chilled out. I made the list you told me to make.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, perfect. Okay, so
So-
before we get into this, I'll take that. Before we get into this, I just want to remind you that everything that we talk about here will be confidential, just like always, unless I feel like you have, plans to hurt yourself or hurt somebody else. But this is pretty much a standard meeting today, so we'll get into that. All right, so let me just take a look at this very quickly. Okay. So let's talk about then. Let's talk about the pros that we have for both schools here. So for NYU, we have the financial aid aspect and then the music program. And then I see on the USC, the music program still, do you feel like you'll pretty much get the same out of both schools musically?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes, I do.
Okay. I see you have, it's close to home, and you have, so you have some friends that will be attending USC if you choose to go there?
Yes.
Okay. And then the cons, why don't you explain some of the cons to me for each?
For NYU, it's, far from home,
Mm-hmm.
so I'll have to have more responsibilities.
Okay.
It's going to be a new environment,
Mm-hmm.
and...
Is that a bad thing?
I don't really like change, so...
Okay. That makes sense.
And, no friends.
So you won't know anyone there?
I will not.
You will not. Okay, and then what about for USC? What cons do you have?
I'll have to get a job, and I think I'll have trouble... When I have the job, I think I'll have trouble balancing the school and the work aspect of it.
Got it. Okay. So, when I look at this, I see new environment. That jumps out to me because change is pretty much inevitable. Going to college, that's going to be a huge change.
Yes.
So, maybe the fact that you put it's gonna be a change anyway.
I think it's more getting used to New York and being able to get around.
Right.
I don't know where anything is.
Oh, sorry. So it's gonna be completely different. It's just another added change.
Yeah, and it's like a city too.
A whole new city.
LA is a city too, but
yeah, I know. It's a little bit different, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and I see a con here, and we did talk about this last week, balancing school and work, which I don't think that you will have a problem with that, but we can talk about that in a second. And so just glancing at this without even really reading it, I see a lot of cons here, NYU, and a lot of pros here for USC. Are you kind of leaning towards USC, you think?
Yeah, probably.
You think you are? And like I said last week, you're not obligated to make a decision right now. This is just to kind of help you think things through clearly so you don't feel like you're rushed into a decision. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So I do see a lot of pros and cons here. Why don't you pick out to me from your list, why don't you please pick out to me the pro that is most important, so the most important
Yes.
from each list. Tell me the one that jumps out at you the biggest.
Financial aid for NYU.
Okay.
And close to home for USC.
Okay, and then why don't you then pick out the most important con from each list as well?
more responsibilities
Mm-hmm.
for NYU
Mm-hmm.
and balancing school and work for USC.
Okay. Do you mind if I borrow this?
Yes.
And do you mind if I write on this?
I do not.
Okay. So I'm just going to circle this just so we remember. All right. So looking at this, I think so. If you stay here, you'll have probably more of a support system. So, do you think that being close to your parents, you think that will help out with balancing school and work?
Say that again?
Do you think being close to home and having that support system, do you think that will help you more balance school and work? Maybe you won't have as many things to do. Your parents will help you with kind of like the things that you're worried about at first.
Wait, repeat the question. I'm sorry.
That's okay. So, do you think that being close to home, do you think that would help you out when it comes to balancing school and work?
No.
No?
Oh, well, maybe because I have like support
Mm-hmm.
to like keep going or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But like, that's it, I guess.
Okay. What else do you think being close to home will do for you? Because you chose that as the.
Oh,
the
I will
most
get help
important.
from my parents with like cooking and like
Uh-huh.
laundry.
Okay.
But then I'll also get that in NYU because it's like free and stuff. I get like free
Okay.
stuff. But do you have to pay for laundry with the thing, with the scholarship?
I'm not sure, but I think you might have to pay for laundry.
Oh. And do I have? Wait. What was the question again? Sorry.
That's okay. So I was asking you if you chose being close to home as the number one benefit of going to USC. So I was asking, what do you think that what benefits come with that, staying close to home?
Oh, I'm closer to my family.
Mm-hmm.
So that's like the support thing I was talking about before.
Mm-hmm.
I can get help with laundry.
Mm-hmm.
I can get help with other things like laundry,
Mm-hmm.
such as maybe like cleaning.
Mm-hmm.
I could. It would be easier to communicate. Oh wait, yeah, never mind. It could be.
That's already a lot. I think that's a very big thing that would be missing from NYU if you leave home. I think you would have a lot more to adjust to. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Which isn't always a bad thing, but it is something to think about. You think it's a bad thing?
Yes.
Something that okay. Okay, so that's good. That's good to think about. That's something very good to think about. Now, as far as balancing school and work, have you thought about what kind of job you would like to do? Because I know last week I think we talked about working on campus. Did we talk about that?
We did not.
We did not? Okay. So a good thing about working on campus when you go to college is they're very, very flexible with your schedule. School is always the most important. So you can say you have school every day. Say you have class every day.
Yes.
But classes are sparse. So maybe you have a class from 10 to 12, and then you don't have another class.
So I can go in when I don't have class and then go back to class?
Mm-hmm. You can go in between. So you can put in like 2 hours or 1 hour. And a lot of times you won't, with a regular part-time job outside of school, that kind of schedule usually is not available to you. So that's one option. Another option is part-time jobs maybe around campus. They usually hire a lot of students, so they know that they will have to be flexible. It won't be as flexible, but maybe you can work out your school schedule maybe to go do all your classes on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and then you can work Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays, and weekends, unless you have, something for band or something like that.
Yes.
So that is something to think about as well. So as it stands today, where do you think that you are leaning towards?
Wait, what?
Where do you think you're leaning towards as it stands today, right now?
Either NYU or USC.
Okay, but where do you think? Are you smack dab in the middle, like you still have no idea, or do you kind of have more of an idea?
Can I look at this list again?
Absolutely. And again, this is not a decision that we're making. I just want to see where
Probably.
you're at.
Oh, sorry. What?
Just to see where you're at, where you're leaning towards.
Probably USC.
Okay.
No. Probably. Yeah, NYU.
Okay, so you still sound very unsure, which is perfectly fine. What else is it? Because at first you said USC, then you changed your mind quickly to NYU.
Yeah.
What do you think you can walk me through what was going through your mind?
What was going through my mind was whether I would want to go to NYU or USC.
Right. So you said USC.
Yeah.
Okay. Why did you say that at that time?
Because I wouldn't have to move to New York, mostly.
Okay. And then you changed your mind very quickly.
Yes.
And why did you do that?
Because it would be way cheaper. How much do I have to... Are they going to pay for, like, the plane?
I don't think so.
How much is it to fly?
A plane ticket?
Yeah.
You know what? That is also a good idea. A good idea to look into. I'm not...
Like, I don't think it would be as much as college.
No,
at USC.
No. The plane ticket
To
as much as tuition?
Yeah.
No. It will be much less than tuition.
Oh. That's what I was worried. I thought, like, because, like, it's like a plane and, like, it's hard to fly. Because I would think that since you, like, have to go so much schooling to fly a plane, you could get to pay a lot. So, like, wouldn't they, like, never mind, doesn't matter.
That's okay. No, it's okay. It's definitely not comparable to the price of tuition. So, I mean, you did mention that you did have some scholarships available. You had some awards that you had already received, and you were still working on some, correct?
Yeah. And
you have still not heard back from FastFest. So, do you know the student aid? Remember we filled out the student aid?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you still have not heard back from there.
I still have not.
No. Would you be interested in, say it comes back and say you didn't get any grants? Which, let me just explain to you again. When you get a grant, that's money for school that you do not have to pay back. When you get a student loan, that's money for school that after you graduate, you will eventually have to pay that money back.
Okay. What if I die before I pay back? Like, what if I don't pay it back for the rest of my life? Is there, like, interest?
There's definitely interest.
And is there a deadline?
Okay, so this is how it works. So while you're going to school, there is interest, but with the student loan, interest is relatively lower than, say, for maybe a car or like a credit card or something. The interest is relatively low. So it does accrue interest. You do not have to make payments on it until a certain amount of time after you graduate. And then even still, let me just walk you through the process. So they'll say, okay, congratulations on graduating. Now you have X amount of months before you start making payments on your student loan. Then when it's time to make payments, you can either, if you don't have a job, you can defer, which means pretty much put it on pause.
Okay.
But while you're in deferment, you still are accruing interest.
Okay.
So you can defer it until you get a job, or if you decide to further your education, you can still defer it.
Can I defer it for the rest of my life?
You cannot defer it for the rest of your life.
Okay.
What you can do, though, is they will give you an amount to pay. So just say, you will be paying $200 a month for X amount of months.
Yes.
If your job does not allow you to make that much payment, you can apply for to pay income-based, and you'll just tell them how much you make, and they'll say, okay, well, with this, we'll bring it down to X amount of money, but then it will just take longer.
Yes.
So there's options. Would you be in? Would you?
What will they do? How long can I defer it for?
You can. I'm not exactly sure on the details, but if you are working and graduated, I don't think that you can still just defer and defer and defer.
But what will they do? Will they like hunt me down?
Definitely.
Like
not physically hunt you down, but they will do what they can to get their money back. You can't just avoid paying back the money. Because
like,
before
can I go
you
to
get
jail?
the loan, I think so. Before you get the loan, you have to sign something called a master promissory note.
I have to sign like a paper?
You have to sign a paper promising that you'll pay it back.
Like
so you cannot just borrow the money, get an education, get a job, and just not pay it back.
You know, we really shouldn't have to pay for an education, you know, because, like...
That's what a lot of people are saying these days.
Because, like, what if everyone was, like, dumb? Then everybody wouldn't be able to do anything.
Okay. That's something to think about. So let's kind of get back on track.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
No, that's okay. That's okay. But would a student... I know it sounds kind of daunting, but is that something that you would be interested in? Because I think... From what I see, one of the main reasons of you choosing to go to New York would be about tuition. And it seems to me, just from our past two conversations, that USC is where you would really like to be, but you're really worried about the financial aspect.
Yes.
You might qualify to receive grants, which you wouldn't have to pay back, and that would be awesome. But if you don't, would student loans be something that you would be interested in? You know what?
What was the FAFSA?
Yes.
Oh.
Remember we filled that out?
Yeah, I remember that. Never mind.
Okay. So if that can be something to think about. So just, you don't have to commit to that obviously right now, but just think about that is an option. So if you do get a student loan, you can even have as much to cover your tuition, so you would just have your job simply to pay for gas, just little things that you might need. So the pressure wouldn't be as tough.
Mm.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
So that's something to think about.
Oh, wait. If I get the tuition in NYU, would I be allowed to study abroad in USC?
No, I don't think so. I believe a study abroad program, you have to study abroad, so you would have to leave the country.
Oh, is that what abroad means?
Yes.
Okay, sorry.
That's okay. Any question is welcome. You know that. Do you have any other things that you're worried about other than this? I know we've been talking about this a lot, so...
No, I don't.
No?
No.
Okay, so think about this. Talk it over with your parents also. Maybe if you even want, you can bring your mom and dad in and we can all have a conversation. You don't have to make a decision now, but it is getting close to the time. So I want you to know your options, think about your options, and be comfortable with your decision, okay?
Yeah.
All right, so I'll see you next week.
Uh-huh.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you.